You plant a seed in your backyard, hoping it will grow into a beautiful flower. You know it needs sunlight and water, but do you know why? Let's think about it. Remember that story a few weeks ago about the vicious pack of sunflowers that terrorized a neighborhood by eating small pets and entire fields of crops? Of course not. Plants don't get their food from animals or other plants like we do. They make their own food. An organism that makes its own food is called an autotroph. So, how do plants make their own food? Plants have specialized parts that undergo a chemical reaction called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis needs certain materials to take place. These are called reactants. These reactants recombine in the presence of other materials and turn into products. Before we look at the equation for photosynthesis, let's look at where photosynthesis takes place. The only part of the plant that can undergo photosynthesis are the cells in the leaves. That's because leaves are the only part of a plant that have tiny structures called chloroplasts. These chloroplasts are little globs that hold chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a pigment and it absorbs light energy. Photosynthesis requires energy, and that energy comes with the light absorbed by chloroplasts. Now that you know photosynthesis only takes place in the chloroplasts of leaves, let's look at what the equation looks like. Remember, reactants are what a chemical equation needs to start with. For photosynthesis, the reactants are carbon dioxide and water. These two reactants need two more things to have photosynthesis happen properly. These two required items are light and chlorophyll. Light and chlorophyll are written by the arrow in the equation because they do not change during the reaction. They're the same before and after. The products of photosynthesis are oxygen and sugar. If you write it out in chemical symbols, you can see that nothing is created or destroyed. The water and carbon dioxide, with the help of energy and chlorophyll, have been rearranged into oxygen and sugar. The same number of atoms is on each side of the equation. Now, why do plants photosynthesize? Remember, it's the process that allows them to make their own food. Looking at the products, sugar is the food plants make for themselves and the reason they undergo photosynthesis. The oxygen they create is a byproduct and is released from the leaves of the plant. So, the next time you plant a seed, you'll know that photosynthesis is the reason it needs plenty of light and water to grow into that flower you've always imagined.